Good evening. No, sorry, good morning. This is a live feed. This is for my Facebook Live friends. Facebook is not letting us as activists use Facebook the way that they let other people use the social media. You cut my live feeds off yesterday at the county council meeting. I gave testimony in front of the Baltimore County Council about Scott Shellenberger. I gave testimony about the ethics committee, all right, about the ethics. And Julian Jones fought that, all right. I want the ethics. No, I'm sorry. Johnny Oleski asked for the Department of Justice to investigate my case. I gave that paperwork to Councilman Quirk. I gave it to the the county lawyer, Michael Fields, and Julian Jones. One of the council members said they're going to give me a letter pertaining to my situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going city, county, state, and federal levels to investigate and to have Scott Shellenberger investigated for racism, corruption, abuses of power of his office. I blew the whistle on Shellenberger in 2011, and you locked me up for blowing the whistle on him. And y'all think I'm going to let it shit go. No. I'm out $2.6 million, and I want to audit. Scott Shellenberger is responsible for the bomb-sniffing dog. He's responsible for the helicopters. He's responsible for changing the venues of the courts for that date and canceling situations for that date. He's responsible for that for money. You know what I'm saying? Not me. I can't come into a building and holler fire and ain't no fire. Then you could charge me with something. Scott Shellenberger went to the city, to Towson, Maryland, and hollered bomb. Scott Shellenberger should go to jail for hollering a bomb threat. Scott Shellenberger created the bomb threat. All right? That toilet was evidence for a federal investigation into your courts and racism in your courts behind the war on drugs. It was about Judge Turnbull. It was Judge Holland, Judge Previs, Judge Bell. It was about Scott Shellenberger, Greg Bernstein, and Marilyn Mosby, and Jessamy. It was about your police department and the stop and frisk and zero tolerance. All this is on court record and court file. So since we're going to talk about ethics, let's talk about the ethics and how you protect the corruption. Now, I got a letter from a letter to Robert Hardin, and I got a letter from David Kamenetz, and I submitted that letter to the Baltimore County Council. All right. So if the Baltimore County Council don't do this on their own accord, then it just proves about their corruption and their racism. I shouldn't have to go to the Department of Justice. You should do it without me pushing them buttons. But if you're not going to investigate Shellenberger and you're not going to investigate the racism in the Democratic Party, then I'm going to make the outside influences do it. Baltimore County ain't under dissent decree. That means that the criminal and the civil division can come investigate you and charge you criminally and civilly. You're not above the law. You kidnapped me and destroyed evidence. You kidnapped me and labeled me a terrorist. I'm going to terrorize you with the truth in the toilets. March for Jobs and Justice is next week. I'm going to march for jobs and justice. I want my job back, and I'm going to march for the justice I ain't got. I'm not going to be very public with it. I'm going to bring that toilet to Annapolis. That toilet going to march that toilet going to be a focal point of the march. You know how I mic check the room. I'm a mic check, and you heard me. I'm coming for what belongs to me. Truth going to speak the power in Annapolis. We're going to talk about racism in Baltimore County courts and Baltimore County city delegations. You got a delegate down there that you sanctioned for racism, for using the N-word. Well, we're going to give the same sanctions that you gave that delegate to Scott Shellenberger. Wherever he at, I'm going to be. Wherever he testify, I'm going to testify against. So you do whatever you got to do, but I'm coming. See you next week. Might check that.